good afternoon or good morning whenever you're choosing to watch this and do me and Miss Sarah's video. So today we're going to be talking a little bit about kind of how to be rooted in your work and get ready and set yourself up for success and to be rooted throughout your school day. So with that, I'm going to show you guys the task card and we will go ahead and start. So again, this is called Rooted Like a Tree. So today I have my stepdad here to help us, another member of the family, and he is going to give you guys an example of what to do as I read the task card or tell you about the task card out loud. So the first thing you're going to do is stand with your feet together, pointing out. There we go. And your arms are going to be by your side dangling. Imagine that you are a tree and your roots are growing from the bottom of your feet down into the earth. You're going to try and feel connected to the ground. Remember this feeling because this is a feeling that we want you to have, or that might be helpful for you to have when you're doing your schoolwork and you're sitting at your seat. So slowly lift one foot and press the bottom of it against your ankle. You can use your other leg to help you if this feels helpful. Clasp your hands together in front of you. With just your pointer finger, extend and lift the clasped hand above your head. Great. Now you are going to try and balance and relax into this position. You can even try to smile. Ooh, looks like he's already smiling for us. You are now rooted like a tree. Lower your arms and try balancing on one foot. There we go. Great. You can put your foot down. When you guys are doing the activity, you'll balance with one foot up for 10 deep breaths and then the other foot up for 10 deep breaths. We encourage you then to go into your seat and try and be rooted into your chair so that your body is steady and you are ready to learn. With this, I'm going to send it over to Miss Sarah to do part 2.
Thanks, Calbrin. So, along with talking about being rooted like a tree, we want to think about how, when we are ready to learn, rooted and ready, how we are behaving online during our classes. I know that Warnick has something on their website talking about etiquette, which just means how you act in a group or profession in a nice, kind manner and following a certain set of rules. So, the first thing that we're going to ask you to do is to draw a picture of yourself in your workspace, rooted and ready to learn. This is what my drawing looks like. I drew myself at my desk. I've got my roots coming right out. I drew literal roots with leaves coming out, okay? And then I put around me how I'm going to be kind and respectful and ready to learn. So we want you to just add one way that you're going to be respectful. I did lots of choices just so that you guys could see. One of them says, I will be respectful by raising my hand and answering questions. Now, it's a little bit different. I know there's a feature that you can raise your hand, but a way that I would be respectful during class is by not unmuting myself unless my teacher asks me to, and not talking over other students while they are talking. I will also only add a comment or say something that's related to learning and make sure that I stay on track and don't distract others. By keeping myself muted unless my teacher asks me to unmute myself, I'm also making sure that there's no background noise happening that could be distracting when my teacher's trying to teach. This one here says, I will be respectful by saying kind things. Now again, if we are asked to type in the chat, then we should be saying kind things to each other and following the same rules that we would follow in school. If we are chatting each other during the day, we're going to also use kind words and not make anyone feel bad over chats. This one here says, I will be respectful by listening and making eye contact and not having any other devices. So when we are participating in online classes, we will have our camera on, we will have done everything that we need to do already, we will have had breakfast, gotten a drink, be ready to learn, and we will not have any other devices out like a phone. You wouldn't be allowed to have a phone in school. So there are no phones during our Zoom meetings or our online learning. And we will be making eye contact so that our teacher knows that we are listening to them and we are participating. We won't be looking down here or there. We won't have our camera off. Our camera will be on. We'll be watching our teacher, listening to what they're saying, and answering any questions and being engaged however they want us to be. This one here says, I will be respectful by not writing mean things in the chat. We already went over that. We are going to use kind words when we are in the chat. So what we want you to do again is draw yourself in your workspace, okay, rooted and ready, okay? And then we are going to ask you to draw one thing on the outside about how you're going to be rooted and ready to learn. Here is a list that we came up with, Calvert and I, by looking at what is online at Warnick already and what else we can add. So we have treat students and teachers with respect, which we just talked about. That means we are saying kind things. We are watching our teacher while they teach. We don't have any other devices out. Okay, that is all a definition of how we can respect our teacher. No other devices during classes. The only thing that should be open is our computer. That is all. Be present and focused. Rooted like a tree. Be on time. So be on time to your lessons. If you were at school, you would not be able to be tardy. The same thing applies to your online learning. You have to be on time to your classes. Have camera on so teacher and students can see you. It's really hard for us to be apart from each other and not see each other. So not only is it a way to respect each other by having it on so that your teacher knows that you're listening, it's also a way to still feel like a community. Use kind words in the chat. Don't chat during lessons. Mute yourself when you get on. And lastly, be in a quiet space with minimal distractions. So try, if you can, to find a quiet place in your house where there won't be as many things to distract you. So that way you're really going to make sure that you're really doing your best listening. So we want you to kind of combine these two things. Write or draw a picture of yourself in your learning space, and then add on there one thing that you're going to do to be rooted and ready, and be respectful to your teacher and other students. Okay? Thank you guys so much, and we will see you next week.